Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, traders. I'm going to quickly do a video for one of my traders on my database. They asked me to look at AWC Limited for them. So I'm going to look at AWC, and they're on the Australian stock market in the top 100. Right now we're looking at a daily chart, and we can see it's nicely stair-stepping down. It's in a big downtrend. You can see it's lost a lot of value. High up here was $6.60. Low down here was basically 90 cents to a dollar. One thing I want to encourage you to do is we're looking at a daily chart right now, but let's go look at a weekly chart first so we can set some parameters, and I'll show you what I mean by parameters. Let's go to a trend line and let's start setting some parameters. So we can see we have a major high here and a major high here. If I go here and draw a trend line and click it from here and draw out, I'm just going to connect all the troughs through here, all the tops through here, the peaks through here, peaks through here. So you can see this was the weekly chart here, so that means every single bar here is a weekly bar. Now what we're looking for major resistance and major support lines. Now you can see here that this starter here was made resistance here, resistance here. If I just open up my chart a bit more, we can see here resistance here, and potentially resistance here now. Now if I get that exact same trend line, pull that down a bit more through there, that's where we are through there. If I get the exact same trend line and draw it down, look what this stock is doing. It's channeling. Found support, found resistance. Right there. Found resistance, found support, came back down, found support again. Now it's running up, and the purpose of doing this is so you want to find out where the major support, major resistance levels are, and never trade against them, always try to trade with them. And then what I mean by this, now we have our trend lines to the downside identified, and there's other major support resistance lines, but we'll just focus on these for a minute. If we go to our daily chart right now, and I just squeeze my daily chart up, these trend lines here were the ones we drew on the weekly chart. We can see now we're in a big downtrend, and the market's coming up to here. So the thing is, because this has been a major resistance, it's potentially likely to be major resistance again as well. So because it's potentially, you wouldn't want to trade against that. I mean, you wouldn't want to try and buy this stock at the moment if you're a short-term trader. You wouldn't want to try and buy this stock and go up there because that's too risky. The odds are not stacked on your side of having a profitable trade. What we can see is this support here, and history says that these patterns on the chart say that it's likely to bounce off. So if we have a bounce here support, it's likely to bounce off support. You're better off trying to buy it at a support level. Not only that is, look at this as well. See this little support over here? This support here is likely to become resistance over here as well. Support here becomes resistance, also at the top of the trend line. So there's a lot of resistance around there. So if it breaks above this trend line, then you might see some upside. Again, I'm not licensed to give advice here. I'm just here to educate you and show you how to read charts. So please don't take anything that I say as financial advice. Please get educated first, and please get financial advice before you take anything. But here I'm just educating you and showing you what to look at. But right now we see a lot of resistance, so you'd better off selling it up here. I'm not saying selling it up here, just please don't think that. But you're better off selling it up here than buying it, if your system and if your financial advisor and everything that underneath you have said go short. It's much better to go short, because we can see resistance got knocked down. Resistance got knocked down. If you're looking to buy it, you're better off buying it when it's at these major support levels. Look at this, major support, buy it there. Major support, buy it there. Major support, buy it there. You can tell that you've done much better buying it at support than you have buying it at a level, or trying to buy it at a level of potential resistance. The odds are not stacked on your side of it having a profit trade. So right now we can see that the market's definitely stair-stepping down, and it's at a major resistance, or potentially at a major resistance line there. If I just get my trend line now and just draw it up, we can see that it's now making major stair steps to the upside, meaning we have a bounce here, and now it's continued to run to the upside. We can see that it was forming what we had there. It could be a little bit of a channel. If I just open up my chart a bit more, You can see it was forming a bit of a short-term channel through there, broke out, and now it's trying to run back up to the next resistance level, which is up around the $1.80 mark. So I'd say be very careful around that mark if you're looking to invest in this stock. Again, make sure you get financial advice before you take anything. Don't class this. I'm not licensed to give financial advice. This is educational only, and so make sure that's very, very clear. But make sure that you get educated, and I'm trying to educate you here that how I've traded for many, many years now. And right now, this is entering a nice resistance level, and to go short here would not be something to go short here would be much, much more high probability than to go long here, trying to buy it and trying to bust through there. So, but right now, if we start breaking above it, then this area is likely to become support, and it might rise. Okay, it has a potential to rise after that. So, but once again, all we're looking at here, we're looking at a pattern that forms in the market again and again and again. And when it forms again and again and again, we're just trying to identify where these levels are. I mean, you can see that once again, these patterns that are formed in the market are these resistance and support lines. Once these resistance and support lines identify itself, we can now trade off that. So just make sure you keep that in check. Make sure that you look after yourself. Once again, that we in the trading room definitely go through this in much more detail with indicators and much more detail on the chart. But for now, I want to give you a bit of a guidelines of what to look for, and this is what you should be doing in most stocks. Looking at the overview. So, but if you need any help, just let me know, and I'll be here to help you out. This now concludes our session today on AWC, the stock AWC. Once again, I'm not a financial advisor to give you advice. This is educational only. But once again, I'm just teaching you how to look at the high probability. If the trend's down, try to look for short because the major trend is down. Okay then, traders, thanks a lot, and I'll see you next time.